Hey folks, there's a lot of you guys out there that ask about how to know if you have graphene, how to test it. Well, I'll tell you, the definitive testing is through an AFM and a TEM. Now, most of us do not have access to, $250,000 AFM, and almost none of us have access to a $1.5 million TEM to be able to definitively tell if we have graphene. Yeah, a lot of people say Raman might work because those machines are cheap and that you can get mixed results. Well, that's the problem. You get mixed results and you don't really know what's going on. But luckily, I just got back from the Graphene conference in Xi'an, China, and it's a giant conference. And I met with a professor that does these tests and figured something really, really, really neat out. And that is that if you mix water with, you do like 50-50 water with a oil or, non-polar solvent that is not miscible with water. In other words, it won't mix. Gasoline is a pretty good example. And right here I have octane with water, and you can see what happens here. Well, here, I actually know exactly which one's which just by the results, but okay, so you shake it up and you can see that there's no miscibility in here. That is graphite. It doesn't sink to the bottom. Nothing happens. You're going to have this type of thing. Okay, and that is because graphite is just as soluble in this organic solvent as it is water. So you won't see a difference. You'll just see this, a giant blur. And that's how you know you have graphite. If you're dealing with graphene, though, you'll have a serious separation like this in the material. So you can shake it up, and in seconds, boom, you can see that there's a separation there. I mean, you can tip it over and look in the bottom. Oh, look, there's a separation back there. You can see it. Sometimes stuff gets glued to the side, but there we go. We'll spin it around and get it to spin. The thinner the oil, because I was using mineral oil on another test, and mineral oil works too, but it holds a lot of the graphite, and you'll see a difference. The graphene will be up in the mineral oil and away from the water, but the graphite will pool on the bottom a little bit and hold up in the mineral oil. But in this situation, you have a clear definition. You have a clear separation here. You can see the water is pushed out by the graphene, and the graphene will not go in the water. In fact, it makes like a little foamy froth on the bottom there. I don't know if this translates as well on the camera as it does. I mean, it looks close, but it's not. I'm looking at the camera, and it's not as dramatic, but you will see that. That's what you'll see. And again, graphite will just mix all together, and it'll just be, it is what it is, and graphene will separate. The graphite, after a while, will settle down into the water. The graphene will never do that. And one of the quickest things is, you shake it, and he was saying literally 6 seconds later, bam, you get this. It's actually easier to fool around with the ratios. You can get up to 75% water, oil, or oil water, either way, and you'll see the differences. And you can do your own little experiments, but this will help you guys out so that you guys can at least get a start, an idea if you're there, if you're close, if you're making this stuff and whatever. And not only that, but if you are making a material and like some of it's settling out on the bottom and then a lot of it's staying on the top, you're getting thin particle layer. I mean, yeah, it might not be graphene. It might be in the, into the 20 to 50 count layer thickness, and anything under 10 is actually considered graphene by standards. But at least you got something really thin and something to fool with, and you might start approaching some results that you're looking for. And like I said, this is remarkably the simplest test that I've seen that definitively will give you some kind of result. You'll actually get to see a result before you even did anything. And again, like I said, graphite will mix all the way through. Graphene will separate and push its way out. It'll try to do everything it can to get out of the water. So there you go, folks. Have a good day, and Salamima. Little Chinese for you.